This is Eileen Caddy's guidance for today, January 31st. Raise your consciousness and realize you're ageless. You are as young as time, as old as eternity. As you live fully and gloriously in the ever-present now, you are always as young as the present. You are constantly being reborn in spirit and in truth. You cannot remain static in this spiritual life. There is always something new and exciting to learn and to do. Living in a state of expectancy keeps you ever alert and young. It is when the mind becomes old and dull that life loses all its sparkle and zest. When you fail to understand some new truth with the mind, sit still and raise your consciousness. Get into tune with the infinite, universal mind and become one with it, with me, and you will be able to understand all things. Keep your mind alert and you can never grow old. The fountain of youth is your consciousness. The joy of living is the elixir of life. Well, it strikes me as interesting that Eileen chose as a spiritual name elixir at one point in her journey, and to understand her meaning of elixir as the joy of living life. So this isn't perhaps a new spiritual concept. It's something that's taught when we think about non-duality or Advaita, this sense of the consciousness of oneness, of union. Time really only exists so that we humans are able to have some kind of structure to see our progress and to move along it. But really, we are the essence of us that looks out through our eyes is the same one that looked out through our eyes when we were little children, and will look out through our eyes as we're on our deathbed as well. It's this timeless I am presence that goes beyond the body, goes beyond thoughts, goes beyond personality. So again, this encouragement to go and move into the new. Just also this talking about keeping the mind young, youth and age, and what really ages us is this becoming almost, I like the word calcified, you know, like becoming like these hard fossils or hard rock formations or crystals as we repeat again and again the same patterns, the same old beliefs, the same thoughts, the same conditioning. So this is also an exhortation to replenish and revitalize our thought system with the new. And if we bring a lot of consciousness to that, really bringing fresh new thought each day, becoming very aware of when we're in our old story, when we're in our new story, then that is what keeps us young. That's what keeps us tethered to youth. It's this, in Sanskrit, sahaja. One of my spiritual teachers took the spiritual name Sahajananda, interestingly, and it means to be in this alive, natural state. In Taoism, it's the Wu Wei or the Wu Wei. I can't remember how many ways there are in it, but again, it's in Taoism, it's being in the flow of the way. So from this incredibly natural state of natural expectancy, the joy of the living in the pure present moment, without the old story, always being willing to flow into the new. And it's that aliveness and that energy that keeps us young. It's also a reminder for frequency first. What is our level of consciousness? What is our frequency? And how do we attend to that first? Because when we attend to that first, everything else shifts. It's the difference between looking out through the first floor of a window to the view, or looking out from the roof, the rooftop garden of a skyscraper. Everything changes when we lift our frequency. So that should always be our first work. I'll leave you with that today.